So I know that. So the third thing is truSculpt Flex. truSculpt Flex by Cutera. Now I can speak to this for a second because I've done it. And let me just tell you why I love it. And then you can tell me why you love it. truSculpt Flex is a modality, and you can correct me if I get it wrong, but it's to stimulate your muscles and to help define different parts of your body. It could be used, I know, on I believe your stomach, your flanks, your side.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, because you can do your obliques. You can get your
obliques, right?
Yeah.
So I know it's been approved for those areas, and it's non-invasive. It takes about is it 35 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes?
30 to 45.
Yeah, and I know it's recommended what you get 4 treatments.
Yes.
About 2 weeks. About what? 2 weeks? A week apart? Is it?
Yeah, well, you want to do the 4 treatments in a 2 to 3 week period, yes.
Right. So you do them in a 2 to 3 week period. So I'll just explain what I think it's like. I know it's different for everybody. It's interesting. If you go on my Instagram, and I will post this too. There are pictures before and after, and me getting it done. And it's these devices that are attached to the areas that are being treated, and it's a interesting sensation. I will tell you, it does not hurt at all. In fact, it tickled me, which I don't know if it does that for you or for some people. I was laughing. So laughing's better than hurting and screaming. So it's a really easy way. And something I did not share with you, Dr. Ava, is that I have a disc issue. It's in my back. And people can just stop with your comments. Whenever I say this, people say, I know there's help and you can do this. I've tried everything. It's a chronic disc problem, and I cannot work out. I can't work out anymore. And so this has been really a lifesaver for me to kind of stimulate the muscles to help me feel, good. It's like, it's when you do your stomach, it's like doing like 10,000 sit-ups in 45 minutes.
Yeah. The beauty of it is that the device creates a contraction in your muscle that's much more powerful than one that you could do on your own. So, like we like to say, no gym, no problem right now.
Right. But it's also great if you go to the gym as a way to kind of enhance what you're already doing.
Yes, that's exactly right. And the other thing is that in terms of, if you really think about it, the reason they call it the core is because it is your core, and it is designed to support kind of flailing arms and legs. And so because most of us do not have a strong enough core, we're kind of cheating with our back. And so when you cheat with your back, that's when you get a sore back. And if you've got a disc problem, it's even worse. So having a stronger core using this device really helps stabilize the back and support your legs. And Catherine asks, is this process like M-Sculpt? And yes, the answer is yes, it is. So
this, to your point about the core, I definitely notice that when I do it. The core is so important, and because there aren't exercises I can do, many at all, it was important for me to keep a strong core, and it's just, it was a little bit of a godsend because of that. It really, really was helpful for that, but it was enjoyable. I mean, I'm very open. I've tried a lot of different things because I like to be a guinea pig in my body and try different things. And I love truSculpt. It's something that I do when I can. It's a great thing to do to get your body. You don't want to wait till the spring and summer till to start working on your body. You want to start to get it ready now. We're going to hopefully in 3, 4, 5 months be out there more. The weather will get nicer, April, May, and we kind of want to come there with a nice body. So this is a great thing to do. You can come into your office, a dermatologist office, and get this done. So just walk us through kind of what somebody can expect from it. So any office that has a Cutera will honor the
the coupon. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're not close to one of my offices, then you can just go online and find one that is close. And there's someone here who mentioned that the truSculpt, you can also do it here to tighten up these muscles. And so that is true, because what's nice about the truSculpt is a lot of the contact little pads. Well, they're not really pads; they're almost like a little box, and they're smaller, so you can kind of position them in different areas and do a bunch of different areas at once.
Kind of customize.
You can customize it, and you can also do. Didn't you tell me you did your triceps also?
I did, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble because I don't know if it's been like FDA approved for that area, but I will say that I did my triceps, and I worked out for years, and triceps are they're a tricky part to work out. They were for me. It's not the muscle that I built up really easily, and I was shocked. I got these really ropey, thick triceps. I mean, I would stand in front of the mirror and just like caress them because I was like couldn't believe I had them. Like, seriously, I was like purring, like it was, no, really, I was like, okay, this is amazing. So, I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to do it on your triceps, but I did, and they were great.
Yeah, you
so
can
yes,
put it anywhere, as long as it doesn't hurt a joint, you can certainly do it.
yeah.
It's very useful. And so to a certain extent, also, sometimes people are recovering from surgery, like they've had knee surgery or shoulder.
Oh, someone just said, do I have to be a certain age to do truSculpt?
surgery.
Probably.
No, you don't. Actually, you don't. I mean, would you do it in a child? No, you wouldn't do it in a child. But if you're over the age of 18, or 17, you can certainly do it. And sometimes there are teen athletes who are recovering from an injury, and with the physical therapy, they have to work a certain muscle. And so as long as that's cleared by your doctor, I think that would be a great use for it. But it's very versatile, and it's useful. So no, you don't really have to be a certain, it's not like you have to be 50, God forbid. No, you can do it much sooner than that. But I think that using the truSculpt, and when I'm talking about versatility, is that you can use it in different, you can use it in your biceps, you can use it in your triceps, you can use it on your quadriceps, you can use it on the abdomen. So both the
Oh, and your glutes.
And your glutes, yeah.
Right.
You want to get that bottom up high. Raise it up
Yes,
high.
of course I've tried it there, and it gives you that nice, I felt higher and more confident. Like you said, it all goes back to confidence. So I did feel more confident because I don't want a saggy booty, Dr. Ava. We don't want a saggy booty. So yeah, there sounds like there's a lot of places you can use it. So I know there's no downtime, for it.
Yeah, no downtime.
Which is great. You can do it on a lunch break. I mean, I love this because it's not there's not really prep for it. You kind of just go in, you get hooked up, you do it for, like I said, I think it's 45 minutes for a session. And then you're out the door. Maybe it was left in maybe a little red for a day or something, or a few hours. But yeah, nothing. It was all it did was make me laugh. Who doesn't want a good laugh, especially during COVID? So
there's a question about, can you do all the sections at once? And so how many, someone answered from Qterra. Yes, you can do it on multiple areas at once. And then how many, when you did it, how many spots did you do at once? I mean, you must, if you do too many at once, so you can be jumping up and down.
Well, I think, okay, is there what do you call them? Not paddles. What did you just call them?
Yeah, they're kind of like a pad. I mean, it's not really, sort of like a paddle.
8 or 16, I can't remember.
8, yeah.
Right. So I did 8. I think I did them on the front of my stomach and then the sides, or I did them on my glutes and I did them on my sides at the same time. So yeah, however many, 4 sessions. Yes, 4 sessions. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's 4 sessions. So
4 sessions, 2-week period, or how closely did you do it? 2-week period, 4-week?
2-week period. I did 2 sessions in a week and then 2 more sessions the next week. Oh, yeah. And I mean, you get, they say the results can take, you can see the results, it could take a few weeks. Things like that. You really start to see improvement. I mean, you see something at the end, but it improves over time. It's fascinating. Right. So if you do the 4 sessions, in the 2 weeks, what would be a good maintenance, do you think? Would it be like once a month after that? Once every 2 months?
No, I would say, I think you should do it maybe 2 treatments a quarter. I don't think you have to do it, but 2 treatments a quarter is basically what I've been doing for myself. Because of course, with all these muscle tightening machines, you know, you know, it's hard. You gotta pry it away from the staff.
Of course.
Well, because you really see, you know, it's really such a nice benefit to get some, you know, tapering in your body, and you feel, you know, you feel like some of the fat shrink just a little bit, and it probably has to do with a slight increase in muscle and increase in muscle metabolism, so that you get, you know, your clothes fit better and you feel stronger. You feel stronger.
I was shocked because my clothes did fit better. I mean, they did. And I really only noticed it because things that were tight on me weren't anymore. And I then put it together. It was like, okay, this worked. And I looked better and I felt better and my clothes fit better. Who doesn't want that? You know what I mean? So for truSculpt, like, it's interesting as a dermatologist, you've been doing this so long. I think people, you know, kind of think of dermatologists as like, okay, it's like kind of face things, right? And then aesthetic dermatology started, you know, whenever it started, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and it started getting, yeah, just bigger. And then things like this that are below the face, you know, it became another tool for a dermatologist. And why do you think it's important? Why do you like it? Why do you like to offer it? Why do you think it's important to have it in your arsenal for looking and feeling good? truSculpt.
Well, so when cosmetic dermatology first began, you know, that time, the first people who had treatments were people who had birthmarks, like red birthmarks, like port wine stains, brown birthmarks. There's something called nevus evoda. So that's what we started with. And the red birthmarks can be anywhere on the body. And so then as some of the other treatments arrived, like the injectables, whether it was a muscle relaxer or a filler, as the other treatments came in, and then we started lasering the face, and all of a sudden the face looked 1 decade and the rest of the body looked a totally different decade. And so that was terrible. I call that the decade disconnect. So, you know, so you have someone walking, you know how when someone's walking down the street and they have this long curly hair and they're, you know, so kind of a Beverly Hills problem. And then the woman, you know, and you think, oh, she's 25, and then she turns around and she's, oh my God, you know, she's in her 70s or something. You know, that's how we roll here.
You want everything to match, head to toe.
Want everything to match. So now in our offices, and also with at-home skincare, we treat, you know, we call it the neck and deck. We treat everything, every inch of the body. And what has been the huge advance is we have for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years, we've been able to shrink fat in the body, but we haven't been able to do anything about the muscles. And so this device, along with a few other ones, have been a huge advance in being able to tighten the muscles. Because think about it, it's like a hanger. If you have kind of a strong hanger, the clothes are going to, well, you know, this is where your work, the clothes are going to drape better. And so then by the same token, if your underlying structure, if your muscles are stronger, then your skin is going to drape better. And someone pointed out here, what did you point out? I bet just feeling better helps all over. That's absolutely right. You know, beauty is a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, it is. And that's a great analogy what you said about the hanger. And it is interesting because, you know, there are different ways to, you know, kind of deal with fat, but then you want to still feel strong, you know, right. You want to feel strong, you want to feel toned. I mean, I know as a stylist that people, you know, it's all about confidence. And I only deal with like on the outside, you deal with kind of more on the inside. And that's why I like the whole, you know, A to Z process of the inside to outside, connecting it all together. And this is why I love truSculpt, because like I said, it's such a great adjunct to working out, or for me, it's my workout. And like you mentioned too, with athletes, just using it as part of their physical therapy to get back to where they are. It's such a really interesting modality that I think is going to work. And I just want to mention that Cutera truSculpt also has truSculpt ID, which I've done, which is kind of like their sister product, which is to get rid of the fat, which are paddles too, and that's heat. that's only 15 minutes. So it's a great kind of thing to use in unison together with the flex.